Hello everyone, my name is Hajo. I'm a Sion OTP who peaked Diamond. I often stream on Twitch and create some content on YouTube as well, mostly Sion based. Today I'm making this video to talk about the different Sion builds that I predict are going to happen in Season 15, the most optimal ones for Sion, by looking at the items which have changed for him, since we have access to all the changes in the PBE. So yeah, let's get into it. So currently my build in Season 14 consists of a 3-item core in which I go an immolate item first, into Heartsteel, into the item of the opposite resistance. So for example, if I'm against a physical damage opponent, then I'm going to rush Sunfire Aegis, buy Heartsteel second, and then go Canic Rook in third. If I'm against a magic damage champion, I'm going to rush Hollow Radiance, then go Heartsteel, and then go Unending Despair. To complete my build, I will check what my team needs, how ahead I am in the game. If for example I'm ahead, then I can go 80 items such as Overlord, Sterex, Titanic. If I need to be more tanky for my team, then I can go Jackshaw, Thornmail, Spirit Visage, Randwins. You get the idea. Next season, 3 main tank items are going to change that Sion can or often builds. These items are Heartsteel, Unending Despair, and Warmog. So we're going to take a look at every one of these items and check the changes. So for Heartsteel, several changes. The Colossal Consumption base damage, so that's the base damage of the Heartsteel proc, has been reduced from 80 to 70, so it has been nerfed a little. The bonus health ratio on the damage proc as well has been changed from 12% bonus health from items only to 6% maximum health. And the health that you gain has also been changed, so it's been changed from 9.6 plus 1.44% bonus health from items to 8.4 plus 0.72% maximum health. So I want to clarify that maximum health is very different from bonus health from items. Maximum health, in our case for Sion, will include the following. So it will include Sion's base HP, Sion's W passive HP, so that's the HP that you gain from killing units and stacking. There's the HP from runes, such as Grasp of the Undying, Overgrowth, and your rune shards. And finally there's the HP from items, so that's the old bonus health from items that was used in Season 14. So I've prepared 3 different scenarios to compare Season 15 Heartsteel to Season 14 Heartsteel in different game states as well for Sion, and see how Heartsteel fares with the new changes. So in Season 14 you only used to take into account the bonus health from items, so that's 350 for Sunfire and 900 for Heartsteel in this case, which would be 1258 bonus HP from items. This means that using the ratios from before, you would gain 230 damage on your proc, and you would gain 27.6 permanent HP. In Season 15, we instead take into account the maximum health, so that's 1.6k HP for Sion at level 13, 750 in average HP that you get at that level on Sion, 450 HP that you get on average with the runes at this level as well, and the bonus health from items, so that's Sunfire and Heartsteel, and in total that goes around 4057 HP. So the damage proc will be around 313, and the health gained with the new Heartsteel will be around 37. So that's a net increase and a net buff for this scenario. Now let's compare the second scenario. So it's a level 15 Sion which has just completed his 3rd item. So in this case the 3rd item will be Canic Rookern. So for Season 14, if we just take a look at the bonus health from items, so there's still Sunfire, there's still Heartsteel. As you can see, there's a plus 200 for Heartsteel, so this counts as the stacks that you gained at that time, so it's just an average, but let's say for the exercise's sake that we took 200 stacks, okay? And we have Canic Rookern, so that's 1850 bonus health from items. If you use the ratios, we will see that in Season 14 we deal 302 damage with the proc and we gain around 36 HP. In Season 15, we use the same averages as before, as well as using the base HP from Sion at level 15, and the bonus HP from items. At that time we will have 5159 HP, which means that we'll have 379 damage on our Heartsteel proc, and 45 HP gained from the proc as well. So for the 3rd scenario, in this case this is the level 18 Sion with a full build, which consists of Heartsteel, Sunfire, Canic, Overlord, and Jackshaw. The bonus health from items in total, if we consider Heartsteel stacks as well, will be 3150 bonus HP. So this gives us 458 damage from the proc in Season 14, as well as 54 bonus HP gained in Season 14 as well. In Season 15, if we take into account the same averages of HP given to us by our Sion W passive and our runes, then we amount to around 7634 maximum health for Sion. This gives us around 528 damage on our Heartsteel proc, as well as 63 permanent health given from the Heartsteel proc. So this overall means that Heartsteel receives a net buff at every stage of the game in every department. So the damage of the proc will be higher, as well as the health gain from the proc. So this means that Heartsteel will remain a core item for Sion, and it also buffs every other aspect that synchronizes with Sion's kit or his items. So this means that Heartsteel will scale faster, your W shield will be bigger, your Clinic Recurrent shield will be bigger, your Unending Despair heal will be bigger, you will have more damage on Sunfire and Holy Radiance, and Overlord's Bloodmail will give you more AD, and Titanic will give you stronger auto attacks. So for Unending Despair, there's a lot of changes. Basically the recipe will be replaced by Aegis of the Legion and Giant's Belt. So Aegis of the Legion makes a comeback since it was removed from the game a few patches ago, like a year ago, when Gargoyle's Stunplate was removed. So the stats will change as well, so it's 400 HP, 25 of it resists, and 10 ability haste now. So these are ideal stats for capstone tank items, so something like 3rd, 4th, 5th item for tanks. The Anguish cooldown has been reduced by 20%, so it goes from 5 seconds to 4, which is very strong in my opinion. The base damage, however, has been reduced, so from 30 to 50 to 8 to 15. So this means that the item will be skewed towards the mid to late game, since there's a higher emphasis on the 3% bonus HP scaling. So this reinforces the idea that this will be a capstone tank item, which means that since it doesn't give many resistances but it gives a very strong passive, you need to have bought several tank items before, so at least like 2 or 3, and then you can build Unending Despair and make it worth your while. So in my opinion, this will probably be the strongest tank item in the game if it's released this way. Like most of the top lane tanks will love this item, and for Sion it's going to be very strong as well, in my opinion. So Warmog has been changed as well. The main changes have been to its passives. So the first one is the out of combat health regeneration. The main change is that the activation condition has been changed from 1500 bonus health in Season 14 to 2000 bonus health in Season 15, which means that Warmogs will probably not be a first item anymore for any champion. So this means that champions like Dr. Mundo and Cho'Gath, which could rush Warmogs, will probably won't be able to next season. The second passive is Warmog's Vitality, which grants bonus health equal to 10% bonus health from items. So the fact that the bonus health which is granted scales from the HP from items means that it's less interesting for Sion, so I probably don't think that is going to be a core item for Sion, but it's probably going to be good for champions like Dr. Mundo and Tahm Kench. So these are champions which whose immediate damage scales from HP, so Dr. Mundo's E which gives AD, Tahm Kench's passive which gives damage based on HP, as well as the fact that these are champions which like HP but cannot stack HP outside of items, differently from Sion and Cho'Gath. So how does this change my build in Season 15? The main thing is that Unending Despair is no longer an armor exclusive item and is now a capstone tank item, so it will probably be slotted as a 4th item in my core. And in the case where I go Hollow Radiance as a 1st item, then I'll probably need a different armor item as a 3rd item. So the main suspects I think will be Thornmail or Rendwinds depending on the game state, but yeah, in any case I will need some armor at that time before going unending. If the enemy is very AP heavy, then I guess I could go unending 3rd, but yeah, this is how my core will look like. So not much changes except the fact that Heartsteel will be buffed as well, and Unending will be strong but only as a capstone item. For my last item, then as before, I still have my ED options if I'm ahead, and my tank item options if my team needs me to be more tanky. I also have Warmog slotted in there, but in my opinion it will be one of the least important items in this core. So finally I will go over this quickly because this impacts tier 3 boots, which are a new kind of boots which will come out in Season 15. These are tied to the Blessing of Noxus, and the Blessing of Noxus is attributed to the team which has 2 out of the 3 first feats. Okay, so the feats will be 3 different objectives, which are your team getting first blood, your team getting first turret, or your team taking down the first 3 epic monsters. And once your team has 2 out of these 3 objectives, then your team will be awarded the Blessing of Noxus, which means that your tier 2 boots, so plate steel caps, mercury threads, etc., will be modified into a triumphant version, which grants them a small stat bonus, and you can also pay some more money to upgrade your boots even more, which gives them a very strong passive. For plated steel caps, the triumphant version will grant 5 armor, and the upgrades of tier 3 boots that you can get are just the armored advance, which will cost 750 on top of your plated steel caps. So the stats will be 40 armor and 50 movement speed. You still have the plating passive, which reduces incoming damage from all basic attacks by 12%. But the most important is the passive, which is Noxian Endurance. So taking physical damage from champions grants you a shield that absorbs 10 to 140 plus 4% maximum health physical damage for 4 seconds, with a 12-second cooldown. So it's basically a small Camille passive that you get on your boots whenever you take physical damage. For Mercury's Threads, it's very similar. You gain 5% magic resist if your team is triumphant, and the upgrade is Chain-Laced Crushers, which also costs 750. And in that case, you will also gain a shield, but instead it's a magic damage shield whenever you take magic damage. And in the case of Boots of Swiftness, the Triumphant version will grant you 5 movement speed. The upgrade will cost 750 to get Swift March, and Swift March will gain 25% slow resist, which is a bit higher than Boots of Swiftness, and you will also gain the Noxian Fervor passive, which is 4% bonus total movement speed. In conclusion, Sion's build will probably feel stronger due to the Heartsteel buffs and Unending Despair changes which will probably make it stronger as well. However, it's still too early to predict how strong he will be overall due to all the systemic changes that the game will go through. So I haven't mentioned them here since I've been focusing mostly on items in this video, but there's going to be a new objective which is Atakan, the Bringer of Ruin. The spawn timers of Rift Herald and Baron Nashor will be changed. There are changes to the turrets and the teleport summoner spell, and as well as the new mechanic of Nexus turrets which will be able to respawn. So yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. This means a lot. I'm going to try to put out more content in Season 15 on this YouTube channel. Yeah, if this video is well received, then I'll try making similar stuff, maybe talking about all the systemic changes in Season 15, how they impact Sion, try to predict how he fares in the new season, as well as, you know, patch notes, stuff like that, everything that impacts Sion, if Sion is buffed or nerfed, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, in the meantime, don't hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow my Twitch channel as well, so all the links are in the description. Look at my other videos, I have a very detailed Sion guide from earlier in the season. So yeah, in the new season I'll very likely be streaming some ranked gameplay, trying to make my placements, trying to get as high as possible, trying out new builds on Sion, so don't hesitate to come if you have any questions or you just want to say hi. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.